Oh, guys, good, you hear? I am so excited. Guess what?
I hope this isn't about your podcast again.
Why, did you finally listen to it?
I came in like a wrecking ball.
The Groomer Next Door is recorded in front of a live studio audience. Welcome to the Groomer Next Door. You're listening to my mommy and daddy.
And now our feature presentation.
And here's your host, my mommy and daddy, Chris and Stella Green.
Hello, Pups and Kittens, and welcome to episode 83 of The Groomer Next Door. I am your co-host, Chris Green. Sitting next to me, as always, is the fabulous, wonderful, talented, and beautiful Sarah.
Hello.
And of course, for the very first time in a while, we're actually joined with the littlest of groomers, Claire.
Hi.
Tell us what you wanted to tell everybody out in podcast land.
Hey,
How's your summer? How about that? That might be a better question for you. How's your summer?
good. I don't have any more school time.
What did you do at the last day of summer school?
We played when we went to recess, we had a fire truck come and spray us with waters.
Oh, the firemen sprayed you with their hoses?
Yeah.
Was that cool?
Uh-huh.
Were the firemen pretty?
Huh?
Was the truck pretty?
Yeah.
Anything else?
You know a suit I was wearing?
What suit were you wearing?
No.
Okay.
Swimsuit.
Swimsuit, but what was on it? There was a fruit. What was it?
Pineapple.
Pineapples.
Pineapple fruit. All right. Well, thank you for telling everybody in podcast land all about your summer school, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your summer.
Yeah. Bye.
And of course, it's, she always wants to be part of the podcast. She's kind of like Lucy from I Love Lucy, always wanting Ricky to put her in the show. That's what I always
think. And once she gets there, it's like,
I don't know. Well, what's funny about that is everybody who comes on the show for the very first time, they have that same reaction. She's been on it quite a lot, and yet she still goes, It's like when we record, whenever we're recording some kind of intro to any kind of new topic we're doing, we always end up having to take and take and take. It takes forever. So it's kind of fun with that. Let's see. This week we're actually going to cover a few different things. Now, for all of you who have actually looked at the album art this week, we have, of course, our weekly roundup, GND news, update from me and the Grooming Academy, and our
always about you.
Always about me, right? And, well, the first segment's about you. Weekly roundup's all about you there. Yeah. And then the other one is, our main topic is going to be dogs versus fireworks, because that's going to be the big topic this week, because 4th of July is right around the corner. And I think the same thing is going to apply as I listen to the soundbite. I think a lot of the things that are mentioned in the tips also would probably work for Thunder as well.
Oh, it will work for Thunder as well.
Yeah, so we'll go over that. So let's dive right into the weekly roundup.
The weekly roundup. Yeehaw.
All right, and I didn't mention before we actually started all this, we are actually recording at Panera again. All of you guys love it when we record here because you like the sounds in the background, and for some reason our numbers jump up astronomical. It's like a good luck charm for us.
Yeah.
It's weird. So tell us about your week at the salon.
It was hairy.
Dum dum dum.
It was very dirty. Very dirty this week.
You don't remember anything about what happened this week, do you? She doesn't remember the week. She's like, this is your place to remember. What? Anything stand out this week?
Yes. Samantha, she's doing great at learning how to bathe and stuff, and she's starting to learn how to fluff up properly. And the only thing is she brought in her own special package of latex gloves.
Really?
So when she expresses anal glands, she doesn't touch it. So she can just express the glands without touching it, and then she throws the glove away.
You know what? Okay, well, what happens when she plucks the poop off of the butt? Same thing?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I mean, look, poop is kind of gross.
Probably not want to say that word right when other people are eating.
Oh, I don't care. That's what happens when you sit in a recording studio with two people recording a show. You don't eat in a recording studio.
You're retarded. Anywho, so yeah,
that's what the doctor said.
She brought in her own gloves, and I was like, oh my dear.
Well, she'll grow into this. I mean,
yeah, I'm like,
sooner or later.
Once it's back splatters into your hair.
Oh.
And you gotta make sure you go and take a
Sarah, people are actually eating.
I didn't say words.
What, poop?
No, the anal glands.
Ah.
I had to say it very loud.
You know, for Craig, hashtag poop. Yep, go on.
So, and then...
Why is it when you're recording and people see a microphone, they purposely walk by it? They have to be loud. I say it every time.
They see the little red light on.
They see the, yeah.
And they look and they're staring, and while they're staring, all of a sudden their voice goes up a few notches.
Right, decibels, yeah.
So it's like, oh my gosh. Or my favorite's when the Panera folks, at first, they didn't know what we were doing. So they would find busy work next to us, and their busy work typically include the vacuum.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they would be vacuuming the same spot a million times, looking at us, trying to figure out what we're doing.
And for all of you who don't know, this is our original spot that we started recording. The show was right here.
Yeah, when we started, it was so darn cold. We couldn't go outside. We had to be inside somewhere.
Yep.
So
what else happened this week? Any dogs in particular that you love to see or that were difficult? Now, Samantha did get bit this week.
Yeah, Samantha got bit. That was sad. Samantha got bit by Cocker Spaniel. And Bailey, he's the sweetest little boy.
Yeah, he's
super adorable, super sweet. He does get scared though. And the only two people that's ever bathed him in his entire life was his family and you and me.
Well, that would make it 3 people then.
His family, that could be like 5 other
That could
ones.
be 5, yeah, right.
But I'm just saying, the only professional people, you and I.
I'm not
That's
professional. I'm a podcaster.
Well, you're not exactly a person either. So.
That's true.
So
I was hatched out of a pod.
You're a let. So she goes to pick up Bailey. She didn't really introduce herself very well. Bailey was actually growling at her in the kennel.
Weird. That's weird.
And she moved too quickly. She didn't get to know him, and he bit. And it wasn't a warning bite. It was a bite. I'm gonna hurt you if you don't back off. Which is so uncharacteristic of Bailey.
Right.
I'm like, what's wrong? He bit me. No.
Yeah, Bailey, I mean, it's always weird. I mean, one thing that everybody has to know is dogs have personality traits just like humans. Some days they're happy, some days they're sad, some days they're mad.
Then I go up to Bailey and I wagged my finger in front of him. I'm like, Bailey, you don't bite. And he kind of hung his head down and was trying to wiggle his butt because he knows when he wiggles his butt, I melt. So he's sitting there wiggling his butt, and Bailey has about 12 to 14 inches of hair of a Cocker Spaniel breed cut. So I've worked very hard for many years to keep this coat this long. So he's just, when he wiggles his butt, all his hair moves just like a mop. It's hilarious. So I was charged with the duty of washing him and drying him.
Ugh.
Threw me an hour and a half behind.
Folks, a Cocker Spaniel,
With
not
14 inches
yeah,
of breed cut
right.
hair.
But a Cocker Spaniel in general, even if it doesn't have that much, still takes a good amount of time because you're going to want to actually bathe them correctly. And the ears. You want to make sure you get ears on a Cocker Spaniel because they're dropped ears.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you get them as clean as possible, degrease them. And then when it comes to drying, those are the things that never dry.
They take forever.
They do.
Because when they lay their head down, their ears bunch up.
They're like sponges. Well, they really are. 2 sponges on their head. I'm
getting to the point where I'm about this close to buying a $500 fluff dryer.
Oh, me too.
Just buy one.
I want a fluff dryer. By this time next year, we will have one, I would say. I will put it on a credit card just because I really want to work with a fluff dryer.
Yeah, I miss my other fluff dryer. But Bailey, after being washed and dried, and I wagged my finger at him a while. When I got him out on my table, he saw Samantha and started wiggling his butt. And I looked over at Samantha, I'm like, Samantha, he's trying to say sorry. And she goes, oh, okay. I'm like, I need you to pet him. She goes, but I'm scared he's going to bite me again. I said, don't worry. He just wants to say sorry. Just trust me. He's not going to bite you right now. And so she slowly, I'm like, don't do that. You're showing fear. Just go up there like you would nonchalantly put your hand up to meet a dog. And that's what she did. And he ended up licking her hand and started pawing at her. So she got closer and he jumped up on her chest. And that sorry connection was made.
Yeah, it's almost like a hug.
Yeah, hey, I'm sorry.
Right.
I didn't mean to. Please don't think I'm a bad dog.
Right.
And dogs can feel complex emotions like that. All because they're an animal doesn't mean they can't feel that complex emotion. It's been proven that dolphins can feel complex emotions. They can get depressed. Just like dogs. Dogs can get depressed.
Well, one day we will actually post the video that we have. We have a really good video that we shot way before I left for grooming school with a Great Pyr that actually just lost its owner. And you could see in its mannerisms how depressed it is and everything else.
Yeah, it was great to see Bailey make that connection and say he was sorry. And now next time that Bailey comes in to get groomed, Samantha should be able to do it just fine. I know she can handle that work. Different dogs, a different level of difficulty.
Right.
You have a small, short-haired dog. That's beginner 101. You know, you jump up to a dirty Shih Tzu, that's intermediate. And then you have Bailey, and that's expert. And you had to be at that expert level to handle Bailey. Not because of his snappiness, because like I said, he's never snapped before. This was a one-time thing where it was partly Samantha's fault, and Samantha knew it. But how much hair, how to handle it, it was difficult. Now when Zega comes in, she has to go from expert to insane.
I don't know if she'll be actually working with that dog for quite a while. I have a very
She's
strong...
got a couple more weeks to get to hone in on her skills.
I think it's going to take you a lot more because that is an expert dog.
I don't think so. I think she'll be okay.
I don't know her. I just know how hard a dog like that is.
Yeah, but she went from not knowing how to properly bathe a dog, and then 2 days later she's putting out dogs like you did, other than the fluffing part.
Well, you're not going to get as good as me, but
those dogs were clean. I mean, most bathers that start out have to rewash dogs at least once in their first week. She has yet to give me a dog that needs anywhere near rewashing. They're under their tails are clean, free of any kind of
armpits and everywhere else.
Yeah, the scalies are gone. She has excelled so quickly that is good. I can see her becoming a groomer.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't worked with her. I mean, I had the first day to train her and listening to what you say, being there last Monday. So I've had a little bit of very little experience to see how she's doing, but yeah, I can see where she could actually mature upwards.
I believe so. She's starting out so young.
Yeah.
And a young mind that is empty of any kind of
bad habits,
prior habits, is easier to mold.
Right. I told her
So-
that. Yeah, I told her that too.
Here we come in giving her good habits, proper way of bathing dogs, proper way of handling dogs, which she is already an animal lover in general. So there's times where I had to tell her, it's okay, you can pick a dog up, you're not going to hurt him. She's, I'm just worried, I don't want to hurt him. That's a good thing. The other people that just go and just do it, it's
Right.
like, hey, calm down, you might hurt him. No,
Yeah.
she is extra cautious. So it's easier to get her to the point where she'll be comfortable moving the dog's leg around without hurting him.
Yeah, and that manipulations of the body and contouring it, you definitely need the experience.
And so once she's able to go and be a bather for a while, I say she needs to be a bather for at least 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Before she actually thinks about going ahead and getting a loan.
Right.
Even if she wants to go to Grooming Academy to become a groomer, I'm pretty sure Keith and I will have a say on whether or not she can.
Right.
Or at least work with us.
I would like to see it happen. I'd like to see her go where I'm going, so she gets, I feel like I'm getting a good education.
Yeah, I'm like gonna call Jans and say, hey, hey,
I got
lady,
another one.
I got another one for you. Do we get like a buy one get one free?
Well, then mine would be free.
Can we buy 2 get 1 free and send to Craig or somebody?
Oh.
You want to?
Oh.
That would be funny.
Wicked.
Oh my gosh.
Daddy.
Wicked.
So-
That's mean.
But the week in general is pretty good.
We worked on Saturday. We got to
Yes.
work out. Okay, we got to work together for the first time with me having, a little bit of experience. That was fun. It is a little hard to work with you because I do have to contour a little bit more to you because I know your standards and I know how hard it is with you. And, I've only got 2 weeks in, but,
Well, you shaved off a lot of time.
yeah.
You weren't able to finish the dog on your own because
No.
for one, we weren't there long enough.
Right. I was never
want-
expecting
I
that.
want to know how in the world did we get through 6 dogs
I know.
in less than 6 hours?
I know. We pulled that off fast because I didn't get
How?
started until 9.
Yeah, and we got out of there about 3:30.
3:30, yeah.
Yeah,
I had
so
all the dogs
6.5
washed
hours.
by noon, and one was a big one, semi-big, not really huge.
Medium.
Yeah, medium. But 6 dogs done.
One was just a tidy.
Yeah,
So, okay, that's a half an hour. So, still, 5 dogs to get done in 6 hours.
yeah.
When it takes me an hour to cut each dog.
It's just having that extra hands. It does help.
You shaved off so much time. You shaved off
No
about,
pun intended.
Nope. Yeah, pun intended. You shaved off 45 minutes worth of hair.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was originally yesterday was supposed to be out by 5 to 6, and we were
Yeah,
out
an
by
hour.
3:30.
Let's just
We
see,
would
an
have
hour.
been out a lot sooner. We just had a late pickup, so it would have been better.
I'll tell you about that.
So-
If a groomer's coming in on their day off to groom your dog,
Be fully prepared to be there to pick up
within
immediately.
minutes.
Yeah.
Within minutes. They're there for you. They're not there for their health. They're there to help you.
Yeah.
So if a groomer calls you and says, hey,
30
don't-
minutes.
30 minutes, you be there in 30 minutes.
Yeah, you'd be there in 25.
And if the dog's not done yet, you wait.
Yeah. Yeah, a special open on any kind of grooming salon, any special open, you need to be able to be at their time, on their timetable. And it may sound a little bit harsh. You may be thinking to yourself, well, that sounds a little arrogant. No, because they're actually opening for a select amount of dogs. Those select dogs are being able to be brought in. A lot of times they're, overflow.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be on a groomer's 6th day.
Yeah.
5 days a week. That's their normal work schedule. That's what they're supposed to do.
But there's also a part to that you have to actually add. There's a disclaimer. If a shop is overloaded, like we are, that there's such a high demand, that extra day open, that is a privilege. Not like just some Joe Schmo that has 3 dogs a day that's open for 5 hours and takes very little dogs. Then that's not a privilege. That's
Yeah,
just a
it's-
shop that's just kind of, I gotta make that extra money because I don't
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah. They don't want to make it during the week, so they'll use their Saturday to do it because they have no home life.
That too.
But we work extremely hard throughout the week, and we do 6, 7, 8, 9 dogs a day
Yeah.
during the week. And Samantha, she needs to work on her timing to get up and going. And by working on timing, I mean not going over the same place twice.
Yeah. That can be difficult.
Yeah, it really can be. You just got to get it in your head. Okay, when I groom, I have a dog on my table. I finish the entire back. The back's done, doesn't need to be touched. Then I work on its belly. Entire belly's done, doesn't need to be touched. Then I work on the back leg.
I'm actually going to start going to that routine. I'm going to actually go back body, and and then I'm going to do belly, like you just said, because I actually have been doing body, legs, belly, and you know what? You're right. That is something I'm going to start incorporating Tuesday.
Well, by doing that, you can distinguish what's leg hair and what's what's body hair.
Yeah.
Because there is a difference. There's a leg hair and there's a body hair.
Yeah.
And so, this is getting really technical for a grooming podcast.
Well, no, that's what I think everybody wants to know, because we have grooming students from all over that listen to this. So this actually will help you. It helps me.
It's the same reason why you want to get the sanitary done as soon as possible. So when you're grooming that leg, after you're done with the back and belly, then you know what's sanitary and what's leg hair.
Right.
You know, you want to scissor accordingly.
Right.
You don't want to keep scissoring something you could have easily shaved off with your shortest blade. So
And for one, a sanitary is usually a 10.
10 or 15, and depending on how mad it could be 30.
Well, that's true.
I've had it bust out a 30 a few times.
I've been doing a 10 for me, but that's just,
And then I do a 15.
yeah. But you have more finesse.
Yeah, I think a 15's safer actually.
Really?
Yeah, because the teeth are shorter.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not as gapped.
A little bit of the time I just use my Arco. The Arco is a lot easier.
I want your Arco. I want that.
Nope.
I want Wall's actual full-on cordless clipper, the one that will mow through hair.
I need a once all
That
this
one's
grooming,
like $155.
all the grooming time, when all this is over, we will try to get Wall on the show. Somebody from the actual corporation actually do an interview.
That'd be awesome.
I will, but it's so hard right now. We have a couple people lined up. Unfortunately, like
Can I get a 30% off your Wall clipper,
well,
please?
it's like for us, we have a great humane society out in Washington that wants to come on the show. We have a radio personality from Los Angeles who wants to come on the show. We just haven't. Yeah. I told you, if for any of you who actually know who she is, Lisa May. She's in a morning radio show. She comes from a prior radio show that I'm not going to mention, but she actually has expressed interest to be on the show because she's a real cool, person, but huge animal activist. We just haven't had the time to actually be able to sit down and record it. Yeah. I'm so busy I can't do it. So, but yeah, she'll come on. Anything else on the week?
No, I wasn't fully through my thought.
Oh, sorry.
Right now I'm kind of jumbled, so.
Sorry.
I guess that's it.
Okay. Well, let's move on to what happened to me in the Grooming Academy.
Okay, class is about to start.
Hello, everybody, and this is day number 5 of Grooming Academy. Let me see. Let's start off with, I left early this morning from home because I decided to spend the night again at home before I actually came back out here. So that was the start of the day, getting up super early and driving all the way out here. So that was, it was worth it. By all accounts, definitely worth it. Got here, usually I start at Grooming Academy about 7:30. Today I started at 8 o'clock just because traffic was so heavy. They started me off with a Pomeranian, or as Jesse would say, a pomegranate. That was my first dog. They wanted me to wash, dry, and use a 4-guard comb before the bath, and go with a 4 for a little bit, and then they decided, well, change to a 5. 5 finish was the blade I used, And then after that, it was make sure to scissor up the legs, tail, round the face, pads, pretty much the full license of pomegranate or Pomeranian groom. That went well for that one. I did the prep on one, then I moved to another one, which was a lot better of a dog. It actually stood, listened, did everything I needed it to do. Did the same thing I did with the first one, but that was to completion. The second one I completed with help. I didn't do it on my own, so I'm not there yet. Pulled out the one I had first started on, the one I said was the 4 skip, then 4 finish, and then 5 finish is what we actually finalized with. That second one I finished up and then went back to the first one. First one was really bad. It just did not work out so well. So it was really frustrating for me. Biggest frustration so far in Grooming Academy was just a matter of scissoring and everything else. It was a lot of work, a lot of effort, some downfalls. I think that everybody kind of could tell that I was a bit frustrated with the reactions that I was getting. And, with me, I'm one of those people that you'll know when I'm actually having a bad day or you're, communicating with me incorrectly. So it didn't go as well. But then took lunch. After lunch, came back to another overly matted, very disgusting poodle. It was a miniature poodle. Had to actually brush out the entire dog, lots of mats, lots of everything. Did not use a dematter, just used the actual brush itself, a slicker brush, and used a metal comb. Wasn't matted to the skin, so that was actually a positive. After that, I ended up doing clean feet for a poodle, which is very difficult. I am still trying to master that. As of now, I've actually got the actual length correct. It's just the little minute details of cleaning up all of the little hairs in between the toes. That's my one thing I'm trying to finalize. But positive, moving in the right direction. So that concludes day number 5 of Grooming Academy. Alright, hello everybody and welcome to day number 6 of Grooming Academy. Let's see, let's dive right into what happened. I started with, for the very first time, I actually removed ticks from a dog. Never done that one before. They were seed ticks, so they were extremely small. Started with that and then moved on to, gosh, what was the next one? I know I actually did Dutch clip on a poodle. That's interesting in itself. Did number 7 shave on a Shih Tzu, which is really easy. That's just, from the absolute abilities of having Sarah as my original teacher showing me how to do things like that, so that helped. Border Collie, I did half a shave down with a guard comb. And all this seems like not that much to actually have in one day, but it is. It's a lot of work. And I fought throughout the whole day with a really gnarly headache. So on top of actually, getting everything done and actually doing pretty good at it, I was fighting a really bad headache the whole day, so that was hard. So that was day number 6, and it was a lot better of a day than yesterday, so it actually helped. Well, that concludes day number 6. Tune in tomorrow for day number 7. Hello, pups and kittens, and welcome to day number 7 of Grooming Academy. Well, today was very rewarding for us. Or at least for me, really looking like I'm making some really good progress. I could be overanalyzing, my training. I'm hopeful that this is the case. Looks like I'm being accelerated, for the simple fact that I do have an actual shop to get to. I do have knowledge, so they don't have to teach me a lot of different things. thank you to Sarah for, you know, all the lessons that she gave me, because it sure has helped by coming here. I start out my day with a regular Cocker Spaniel. You may have seen part of the picture. It wasn't my complete work. I don't have time to take complete pictures. It was a partial picture from my actual Cocker Spaniel that I did. It was an actual number 7 shave, and then after that was on the legs was a number 5, blended in the head, rounded the ears. It looked great. I was really impressed. And what was really nice is that I was able to do that dog on my own. All I actually asked was, you know, what would you like me to do next, kind of thing, like kind of almost a guideline. So that was the only instructions I needed on this dog. And, you know, it's not the easiest dog to do, obviously. This particular one was constantly looking around, moving around. Anytime somebody would come into the actual shop itself, the dog would be looking everywhere, moving. So it was a challenge. Had Howard Hughes toenails, huge long toenails. So that was definitely challenging. And then my second dog was an actual puppy that was matted to the skin, has not actually been groomed. The mats were so far to the skin, it was a lot of effort. That required a 5 skip comb, or skip blade, sorry, to actually get underneath the mats and try to go. Now with that, it takes a very long time to get through it because you don't want to rush. You don't have the ability to rush, and if you rush through it, you will guarantee cut the dog. So it was a lot of tedious work. The owner knew that the dog was highly matted, so they had expected everything. Luckily, I was able to actually get the mats off without harming the dog, which was always the big plan. We were able to scissor up the legs, and that was actually quite nice to be able to get that far along. Dog looked good at the end. And then I just did a regular bath for bath brush for somebody else, one of the other groomers. So that concludes day number 7, and a very positive day for that. And well, join us here for the next day. Thank you everybody for all the support as always, and I couldn't have done it without the love and support of my family and my friends, and all of you who actually keep giving me all the well wishes. Hello Pups and Kittens, and this is day number 8 at Grooming Academy. Let's see, we started out this morning with a Shih Tzu. Really proud to actually say I did majority of the work. Actually, I did all of the work on that. Again, it was another one of those days that it was by direction and telling me what to do. And when I say telling me what to do, it's from afar. I don't have an instructor that stands over me at all times. So it's grooming pretty much on my own. It's really bizarre because it's only day 8 and I feel like I'm actually a groomer now. The next dog was a Maltese. That one gave me a little bit more trouble because it's a little bit more complicated. Being able to actually blend those legs was more of a challenge. Very heavily matted, so that was a little bit harder. My instructor, she said, "I don't know why you're feeling like you didn't do a good job. You know, I'm always going to strive for perfection." And then my last dog of the week was an actual golden doodle. I shaved it down with, if I'm not mistaken, a number 5. And on the legs, I rounded them out and beveled the feet. I think that's what we did with it. Well, that sounds about right. But there was a great deal of mats in the dog, so that took a lot of time. So that was pretty much, that's everything from today. This concludes another week. We are now finished with the second week of Grooming Academy. Feeling a lot more relief. Starting to actually gain a lot more confidence every day. Definitely have a different feeling this week than I did last. So it is great. So thank you guys for joining in and listening to this week's episode. And join us next week. We got more grooming coming up. Thanks. So that was pretty much self-explanatory. That's the daily log. I do the recording every day after work. I try to sit down and give you guys, an insight on that. I hope you guys actually enjoy it. If not, this is all time capsuled for Claire as well, so she can go back and enjoy it at a later time. Everything's going really good in that area, as you can tell. I'm enjoying myself. It is hard though, coming home every Friday, leaving every Monday. Last week I left on Tuesday morning at 6 in the morning. That was a little bit rough, but driving all the way back, getting to school, but that was what it was. Alright, well, let's move right along in the show. We're going to move right into GND news. Coming to you from the GND newsroom, as we do every week. We have two great stories for you to actually hear from, and I'm actually really entertained by both stories. Story number one, I actually just heard about this. It's becoming a big thing, actually a real big thing. I know Illinois just actually has decided to go forth with this. I imagine Missouri will go on. I heard about it originally in San Francisco a couple years ago did this. It's becoming a real trend by having dogs actually be in courtrooms when there's children that are on the testifying on the stand. The dogs actually comfort the children. They're working dogs that are for, disabilities. Well, this is actually more like a care kind of dog, which I think is just amazing. It's so amazing to see how many things dogs can do in the workplace. So I'm going to play you guys a clip and we'll discuss.
Dogs are now working in courtrooms in Craig, Mays, and Rogers counties. The therapy dogs will help comfort crime victims at meetings and when they testify. Each dog wears a specially designed superhero cape that includes a special badge from the DA of District 12, Matt Ballard. The dogs are a special comfort to children who have to testify in front of a room full of strangers.
So far, the reaction has been great. The kids have loved the dogs. There's been a very positive reaction.
Each dog and handler go through special training before they are allowed in the courtroom.
I've actually been in court and seen a child testify and be able to sit there and pet a dog. It makes us such a difference. Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad they're getting it then.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your take on that?
I think it's great. I mean, I still say we did this earlier.
Yeah, Sarah and I have had a debate. She says we've talked about this before. I don't remember talking about this.
I really remember us talking about dogs in the courtroom and how dogs help with depression and...
Well, we did those dogs helping with depression.
And I think it went into that too.
I don't remember it. I remember the episode. It was right after Robin Williams passed away. We did a whole depression episode.
And I think it was something, either that episode or the episode after that, about dogs helping kids on the stand. So,
well, if our listeners have missed it, then they actually are able to hear about it now. If we did repeat ourselves, I'm sure we repeat ourselves. I mean, we're at 83 episodes. I'm sure we said something.
I'm perfect. I don't repeat myself ever.
Well, of course. Here's the thing, though. Sarah
I'm perfect. I
shows
never
up
repeat
for the
myself.
show, and Sarah shows up for the show. I put all the little sound bites together, and here's what we're gonna talk about. And she's like, okay. Did we talk about that before? Well, we're a pet show. We're a pet talk show.
I'm perfect. I don't repeat myself.
I just think it's a really cool idea to actually have this. Unfortunately, so many times in our sad existence of the world, we have terrible.
And that's the reason why Walmart prices keep going up, is because their trucks keep getting towed.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
We have such a sad existence where children are harmed. We talk about all the time how bad the world is harming.
Or a witness.
Yeah, or a witness. Terrible acts. We say it all the time how animals are abused and the sadness between that, and then we have
So if an animal's abused and has to go on the testifying stand, they'll bring in a kid with a Superman cape on?
Wow. No.
No?
No.
Oh. Well, that's a BS double standard.
Wow. Way to make light of a situation. That's usually my job.
Oh, see, they fixed it. There it comes.
I actually will do an update on the Yulin episode from last week really quick. Unfortunately, the actual festival did go on again. Again, over 10,000 dogs had been, unfortunately, a part of it, and an undisclosed amount of cats as well.
And it wasn't even dogs that were farmed to be raised to eat, like pigs and cows are here.
Stolen.
They were stolen pets.
Yeah.
They were stolen out of people's yards.
Yeah.
You know, and the conditions. You think how the chickens,
the chickens
are and pigs are kept here in the U.S.
They're worse.
It's worse for the dogs over there.
Right.
So you,
Right. Yeah. It was really upset. So I just wanted to actually update on that. It did go through. I did actually see a few different articles. A couple of these people that they call them farmers. I just call them a-holes. There was one for sure that was beaten to a bloody pulp. Pretty bad too. So luckily it actually is escalating pretty heavily. So hopefully within the next couple years there'll be such a fear to actually do this that
the world just the U.S. just accepted equal rights marriage now.
Yep, all 50 states.
And I'm like, and then there's still parts of the world that are eating dogs.
They're so uncivilized in so many different places.
I don't understand. There are places in the world that are still beating women.
Yeah.
You know, there are places in the world that horses are more important.
Well, I mean, in America, there's still women being beaten.
Well, this is different.
But
this is
acceptable. Yeah, it's acceptable
and legal.
Right.
Here in the U.S., you get your ass beat.
Well, I mean, there was actually, when I was overseas, if I'm not mistaken, it was in Turkey. A female was riding a bus, and it was night. I don't know, it wasn't like midnight or anything. It was probably like 8 or so, and she was raped on the bus, and by multiple different people. And they did not face any kind of criminal charge because it's legal. Right. She's a female, so it's the weaker sex or whatever.
A female that wasn't traveling with a male in their family.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of countries that still, to this day, you have to travel with a male.
I don't get it.
No.
You know, the U.S. is a country that isn't as old as the other countries overseas. The U.S. is not that old compared to everything. Compared to the Middle East.
Nope.
Compared to China?
Jerusalem. Right? I know, it seems really strange.
That they're not as progressive as we are. They're not where we're at. They're so far behind the times.
And
yet we're so much younger than they are.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't, and by no means are we better. You know, we have better laws in some sense. But,
I say we're better in general.
We have a terrible system, unfortunately, that needs fixing. But we have a little bit more progression, and that's the one that
it's not just that we have better quality of life. Everybody has their own problems that have to be fixed that are outrageous. We're not that far behind the times. We're not eating dogs.
Thank goodness.
That are stuffed in a cage for their lives. We don't farm dogs. We're even to the point where our farmers have to be even more stickler on free range.
Yeah, and I do like that. I like the fact, we do have a lot of farms, unfortunately, that still...
And if you notice, most of them are up in Canada.
There's a lot, yeah.
There's more Canadian,
farms, yeah, sadly enough.
Governed as strict as ours are.
And we're talking about somebody here, over on this side. Me in general, I love Canada. I want to actually tour a lot of Canada because I just love so many parts of it that I want to see. And that bothers me.
Several Canadian friends I would love to go visit.
And it bothers this bothers me because we have a lot of Canadian listeners on this. I love Canada for so many things. I want to go to Toronto and actually spend some real time in Toronto. And I want to go to Ottawa too.
I want to go to Vancouver.
I want to go to Vancouver. That's why I said I want to tour.
The pictures I've seen of that place is absolutely stunning.
I want to tour Canada. I would love one day to actually take the Groomer Next Door on the road and do, actual shows.
Go to grooming places up in Canada.
Yeah,
cool.
And tour it. I would love to take this show on the road and be able to do it. I'd love to see Canada. I'd love to see all parts of the world. I've seen some. Canada is definitely the country I do have to say I love for so many reasons. But, there is... For those of you who don't know, I actually was going to work for a company that investigates farms.
Yeah.
And you would go in and you would actually have hidden cameras on, and you would actually videotape bad behavior. And sadly enough, and this really irks me, a lot of those farms were in Canada.
Yeah.
And you'll see them, you'll see them every couple months. Something will come out, and it's that company that actually investigates it. Luckily, they catch it, but it bothers me. It's, you know, it just bothers me.
So in China, what they're doing is so far behind the times when there is so much more current knowledge and more. It's hard for me to put in words how ridiculous it is. So I just don't understand how a country as old as China is, and how
technologically advanced.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
They're not like Tokyo and Japan.
No, but they are pretty advanced.
They are. They've got the.
But they're so far behind.
Yeah.
You know, they're stuck, and back in like the 40s and.
Not even now. They're behind that. They're a couple hundred years behind. Yeah.
So
it does shock me.
I don't get it.
I don't understand it either. I would like.
They don't see anything wrong with it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean,
they see it as they're farming animals, just like America farms pigs
and cows
and chicken and duck and lamb and stuff like that. But the way they're doing it too is wrong.
Oh yeah.
You know, for one, I don't think dogs can be domesticated. They can be taught to go to the bathroom outside. They can be taught many tricks. They're so smart. They can actually hold a vocabulary of so many words. Not speaking words,
yeah,
but
understanding. Yeah, well, think about sit, lay down, stay, fetch.
Their name. Their toy.
Right. House.
Roxy, her baby.
Yeah.
She goes and grabs her little baby toy.
Yeah. Yeah, you can communicate with dogs.
Exactly.
There's no way around that.
So, a cow, you can't say sit, stay, come here. You know, you can't do that with a cow. But then again, I'm not going to argue with a vegetarian saying slaughtering cows is wrong. I'm not going to argue with that person either.
Oh yeah, because they have their right on that too.
But we were born and meant to eat meat. We weren't meant to eat salads.
I always see it as we are the modern dinosaur. You know, you had your vegetarian dinosaurs and you had your carnivores. And, you know, some people are the carnivore and some people are rampageous carnivores in itself. I mean, look at how many people just tear people apart, you know, mentally and physically and emotionally. Yeah. Same thing. I mean, we're just more of a civilized dinosaur.
Yeah, so I'm not going to argue with them.
Nope.
But a dog, I will argue tooth and nail to that. It's not right. But that's my rant of the day.
Our second story was a really cool story. It just came out the other day. One of our finest from the Air Force actually rushed in and saved some dogs during a burning apartment building fire. Luckily, with him and his friends' heroics, all animals and persons were luckily out of the apartment complex, so no lives were lost. So I'm going to let you guys hear the clip and we'll discuss.
Well, it was a typical rainy Saturday in South Dakota until our next guest noticed clouds of smoke rising from an apartment building. With a GoPro camera strapped to his head, he banded together with a group of strangers bursting through the door after door in search of trapped people and pets.
Come on. Come on, pup. Come on. It's okay. Help me. Yeah, grab him. Come on.
No lives were lost, and those strangers ended up saving 3 dogs that day. We are joined now by Spencer Butler, one of the brave men who sprung into action. We saw it right there. He's also a member of the United States Air Force. Spencer, we want to thank you first for your service to this country, and I'm sure the people whose lives and pets that you saved cannot thank you enough. Tell us what happened. You were hiking. You came back early, and what did you see?
Well, thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, we were out rock climbing. Happened to be driving down the road on our way back and saw the smoke. I figured, hey, we'd go check it out. As you said, I had my GoPro on me, so I figured I would get some footage of the firefighters responding to the fire. We we got out, I had the camera rolling, and realized there weren't any firefighters there. We started asking around if they got everyone out of the building, and we kind of just went from there.
Well, and you went from there, but you went in really, and I hear a command in your tone and a calm in the tone of your voice, and really a manner by which so many were rescued here. Was it your military background that allowed you to get in there and do the right thing so quickly?
Yeah, I think that played a part, but really it just comes down to, you know, wanting to help people. I just feel like, you know, more people need to actually get involved, take action, instead of just be a bystander. So that was kind of my motivation behind posting the video, too.
Yeah, you know, we say if you see something, say something. If you see something, you do something. You're a great example of that. It's incredible for Americans to see that today. When you're looking at the footage now, were you in shock at the time? Are you emotional about what happened at all? How do you feel now?
I wouldn't say shocked. Emotional, yes. One of the reasons why I'm emotional is because, I mean, the dog that you see in the video that I chased out of the apartment, he still has yet to be found. He's been frightened, and the owners are still looking for him. He's been spotted a few times around the complex, but is not able to be approached by anybody because of how frightened he is. I'm glad I did what I did, though. The apartment that I got him out of, he most likely would have died from smoke inhalation, so... Yeah, I'm happy with what I did, but I would say emotionally, yes. Having just lost a pet last week due to illness, it really affected me more than I thought it would. But I'm just happy that there is a chance that he's still going to come home to his parents.
You've got a big heart there, and you're trying to help the families of that apartment building. How are you doing that, Spencer? Due to the popularity of the video, we've been making at least a little bit of money off of them monetizing the YouTube video. I'm also working with a small company who's helping me distribute it. And then also there's a local bank here who set up a fund. So I'll be donating all the money we make off the video to the individuals who are affected by the fire. And that's... then we have a bank here, Security First Bank, right here in Rapid City, who has an account. If you'd like to call, their number is 605-718-8060, and they'll be accepting people's donations. Unfortunately, though, it's still only 5 a.m. here, so they're not going to be open until 10:30 Eastern time. So. We have plenty of people here who are watching right now and who, like you, would like to do something after they have seen something. There's bravery and heroics in what you did. I know you're not going to take credit for that, but it's amazing work that you did, Spencer. We thank you for your time today, for your service to this country, and your continued good work. Thanks.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
And we'll keep eyes out for that puppy as well.
Okay, thanks.
A very heroic story, I thought. I loved it. I was quite amused by it and proud of it. It was...
Once a hero is always a hero. They're not going to back down. No. Oh, no, I don't want to be a hero today. I'm going to walk away this time.
And you know, the military training definitely helps. The military training helped immensely. I mean, I think if I was in his spot, the fear would have been a lot greater because I don't have the training that he has. The adrenaline helps, but I was watching some of the video as well. I mean, it's a smart move though, having the GoPro on the head and just going, hey, you know what, turning it on and gonna record what I do. And you know what else helped with that? What I thought was smart, and they didn't mention it in the interview, by doing the GoPro, it showed that he wasn't stealing anything.
Oh, yeah.
I never really, you didn't think about it, but it was smart by him. It was like, okay, I'm going to, get into these houses, and I'm going to save lives, whether it was four-legged or two-legged. He probably snapped into action thinking there could be somebody elderly, disabled, animals, children.
He didn't know what he was walking into.
Never knew what he was walking into. So putting the GoPro on, it was more of the strategic maneuver was, you can see I didn't steal anything because everything's live, and you can see time capsule every second that I'm moving. So if somebody says, well, you stole my XYZ. No, I didn't, and here's the video, it'll prove it. So I thought that was really...
Followed up with you ungrateful SOB.
Right. So it was very intelligent, by his, part, and they didn't even mention that. That's the first thing I would have said.
And what I thought was great about the whole thing is that him setting up that fundraiser.
Yes.
I thought thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that his video is actually making money, you know, because any kind of publication you put out, whether it's a podcast, whether it's YouTube, if you have the right amount of views, people will actually put support into it, and they'll actually put money. So, hey, there's your whole thing. If you see a microphone, we'll take a vacuum. So, yeah, I think that concludes our GND news for the week. Anything you want to add on that?
No, it just, I don't know, I am amazed by our American heroes and they're continuously dating.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't shut off.
It never shuts off.
Now on to our main topic about fireworks and your pets, what to do and what not to do.
Right, and this will also work out for thunder. So if you have thunderstorms, this also would work out as well, the same thing. And we'll discuss more about that. I'm going to play you guys a clip of a bunch of different things, good tips that I felt were really helpful. And then afterwards we'll discuss.
Fireworks can make celebrations exciting for us, but they're not always quite as fun for our pets. Does your pet show any of the following signs? Cowering or hiding behind the sofa. Trying to run away or escape. Soiling the house. Refusing to eat. Barking incessantly. Restlessness, for example, pacing and panting for dogs and over-grooming for cats. If they show any of these signs, your pet might need help coping. A few weeks before fireworks are due, talk to a qualified expert such as your vet. Build a den or hiding place for your pet. Give them Zilkeen to help them cope. Update their information, for example, microchip and tags, to ensure they are traceable in case they run off. Preparation on the day. Walk your dog earlier in the day, before the fireworks are likely to start. Make sure all windows, doors and cat flaps are securely closed to stop your pets running off. Provide extra litter trays for your cats if they are not used to being confined to the house. During the display, always keep cats and dogs inside the house when fireworks are being let off. Pull the curtains and switch on the TV or radio to dull the noise from the fireworks. Don't leave your pets alone while fireworks are going off. Pets will be more relaxed when they have familiar faces around. Don't react to the fireworks yourself. Play with a toy and see if your pet wants to join in, but don't force them. Don't force your pets to come to you, especially if they are in their hiding place or den. If they are happy to be distracted, have new toys or treats available. Ignore unusual behavior, such as panting, shaking or whining, unless they come to you first for reassurance. Do not punish, discipline or get angry with your pet. If they are not coping well, this will only make the situation worse. Give them affection, but no more than usual. Don't overcompensate. Longer-term management. Once the fireworks are over, talk to your vet about sound desensitization programs or go to www.zilkeenpet.co.uk for more information.
So I thought that was a really good bunch of tips that were part of it. Now, I do actually want to add that there are other options as well, and you know of a few. We were discussing this, of course, thunder shirts. I would actually suggest that you could try that as well, even during 4th of July. I mean, they work for thunder and fireworks have a very similar kind of sound.
It's a sudden boom.
Exactly.
And that would definitely work out for fireworks too. The big difference between thunderstorms and fireworks is the pressure changes in the atmosphere.
Right.
That's the reason why we have, you know, the high comes in, the low comes in, it smacks together, we get a thunderstorm.
Right.
So
thank you, Mr. Wizard.
Woo! I'm waving if anybody can't see us.
Well, we're on a podcast. Nobody can see you.
Oh, well, I'm waving. But when the pressure builds up, they can feel it. They're so sensitive. Between their hearing, their senses, just in general, they're so sensitive. They can predict a storm coming.
They can. Oh, well, it's the same thing if you're in an earthquake area. They can feel when an earthquake is about to hit.
Yeah, when they start getting jittery.
Yep, once that
they start barking out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
they're pacing back and forth. I mean, it's same similarities as thunder or fireworks.
Yeah, and folks, whoever has never lived in an actual earthquake zone, it's true. Yeah. Dogs do freak out right before an actual earthquake. Our Akitas used to go ballistic before an earthquake. And we only had small earthquakes. We didn't live right on the fault. So we didn't have anything major. Our biggest earthquake was like a 4.1. And they were freaking out. And 4.1, yeah, it knocked some stuff off the shelves, but didn't really do any damage. Not like what San Francisco would get or what you lived through.
Yeah.
But they will go ballistic.
They do go crazy. I mean, it is almost kind of like you think about the parakeet in one of those caves, and if they died, it was because of gases. Yeah. It almost has that kind of same mentality that when a cat or dog senses an earthquake, man, they go crazy. I mean, it is kind of actually a benefit. Go ahead.
I said one thing that I didn't really think of is if you coddle them too much, it can make it worse.
Yeah.
You got to stay calm, just like nothing's happening.
Right.
And the calmer you are, the calmer they are.
Well, it really does always come down to the same thing. We say this all the time. A dog, cat, they're really 3-year-old children. If the parent is freaking out over something, the child's going to freak out. And the older the dog, the more it's going to, understand the situations of what's going on. So it's really important that you follow those steps. Now, I do want to actually mention a couple things about the Thunder shirt, just because...
Thunder shirt or Thunder jacket, they're both the same.
They are. I do want to mention a couple things about it, because it might actually help. It's safe. It applies gently to and consists pressure, similar to a swaddling of an infant.
Well, yeah.
I can't articulate him today.
Well, the thing is, I've actually put these jackets on other dogs before that were grooming wallow storming. It gives them the feel like they are being held on to, that something else is in control, that they don't have to worry about it, and it gives them a sense of comfort.
Right.
It will fit snugly, and it's supposed to. It's not supposed to be loose. If it's loose, it's not doing its job.
Right.
So the Thunder jacket or shirt needs to be tight.
Right.
But not too tight where you're cutting off circulation, so you gotta be very careful.
And that's why I'm gonna read all these things, and I'm gonna have you kind of articulate them.
There's nothing.
There's things that you can add some things. Easy to use. Just put it on and watch the results. No training required.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting if you wanted to add anything. Effective. Over 80% success rate, as reported by thousands of families, vets, and trainers. I think you have nothing to add to that.
No.
Okay. Many uses for all types of anxiety, fear, and overexcitement issues. Anytime calming may help, a Thunder shirt may help.
Yeah, like it's not just during thunderstorms. It could be the fireworks.
That's where I'm at.
It could be if your dog gets very anxious around a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Or even on a car ride, I would imagine.
A long car ride, yeah.
Yeah, definitely would see that.
But you gotta be careful too. You gotta make sure you take it off and brush them out real well, because you're gonna get nothing but knots and tangles for long-haired dogs. It's same thing with like winter sweaters and jackets.
Yes.
You leave them on for too long, it's gonna knot, and then we're gonna shave them down because it's humanity over vanity.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, you got this naked dog that needs it more because it's cold. So you really got to make sure you brush them after you put them on, or after a little bit, take it off, brush them.
Right.
You can put it on again in case you're having a really long thunderstorm, but Missouri's thunderstorm lasts an hour, if that.
Sometimes. No,
sometimes 10 minutes.
I actually missed our big thunder and lightning storm the other day, because where I'm at, I didn't see it. I didn't get to see it. I was sad about that. Scientifically studied independently by Dr. Temple Grandin and other scientists. So, I mean, these are actually scientifically, you know.
Yeah, it's not just some Joe Schmoes saying, oh yeah, wink, wink, hint, hint. These things are going to work great.
They're drug-free, no medications, just safe, comfortable pressure. Positive solutions. Most dogs love to wear thunder shirts or thunder jackets. And they're inexpensive. I think they're about $40. You might be able to find them cheaper on Amazon or...
Yeah, Amazon's my go-to website.
Yeah, it's mine too. So I wanted to actually mention that because I thought that would be very effective right around this time. You know, obviously we'll have other times of the year, you know, not just in America and other countries also that have fireworks, New Year's, and you know, there's always times that fireworks seem to be a go-to.
And then out in the country, you're able to shoot off fireworks all year round.
Yeah.
So even if you got a country farm dog, these tips will definitely help.
Right.
Most people, I can never understand this, but people out in the country, they just let their dogs roam.
Yes.
They just run where they want to run. They come back in when they're ready. And they go and play with neighbor dogs. They go and hunt. They're back to more of their natural wild state.
Mm-hmm.
But they can come home and be completely house-trained puppies. You know?
Yeah.
They're fine. They can snuggle with you, even though they just got done mauling a possum.
Yeah, hunting dogs. I mean, I know that hunting dogs, the wild hunting dogs, like in South Africa itself, they actually roam around the prairies. I mean, there's wild dogs. The country dogs are very similar to that. They have that wild side, and then they become domestic.
Yeah, and then that's the problem with it being in a country setting, and there is a gorgeous Doberman right there.
Okay, well, how about we stay on topic?
I'm sorry. So, when the fireworks start going off, especially when you're in the country and your dog is loose, you gotta bring him down. Sorry. I'm not
gonna let you sit there anymore when we're recording here.
It's so pretty. I don't want to go play with it. It's best to either put them in your barn, where they can't get out, because the dog will do what they can to get out. They want to get away from the sound. The only problem is dogs don't realize that no matter where you're gonna go, unless it's so many miles away,
you're
gonna hear it.
Yeah.
So they don't understand that. So you need to make special precautions. Even if your dog is an outside dog, one day a year is not a big deal to bring him inside.
There's really like 2 days a year.
2 days a year. It's not a big deal bringing him inside. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt your family. Just bring them in.
Right.
And make sure they're tagged. Make sure they're chipped. Because sometimes the collars can get stuck. And if your dog runs loose, they really shouldn't have a collar. Because if they get tangled up in barbed wire...
Breakaway.
Not for dogs. They don't make them for dogs. They make them for cats. So if it gets caught up on a branch or something, they can die.
Yeah, so that's where you want to microchip.
Microchip them.
I really like
and
microchipping.
Keep current photos. I was looking at a picture of Roxy a year ago. And it still looked like Roxy. She was still a beautiful red brindle. But then I looked at her right next to me, and she's got all this white fur now. It looks like 2 different dogs. It's just within a year. Mm-hmm. So keep current pictures of your dog and able to get it printed out rather quickly.
And we live in a different age now where we live in an era where our phones do everything for us. Mm-hmm. So your phone's your camera, your everything. So it's not like, oh, well, it's the 90s, we don't have cell phones, we don't have that, we have to carry a camera around with us. We actually have such a nice little luxury in life. So, bless you. I think that should do it. I think that's the information for the week.
Yeah, it's just like, excuse me. I hate sneezing. Sneezing just throws me off.
Well, we're in that time of year right now where it seems like allergies are just at a full...
Oh, yeah. It's like I just got over a respiratory infection, and now I got allergies trying to kick my bahookie. But we did another 4th of July last year.
Yeah.
And same information, just reoccurring.
But we're a better show this year.
Well, yeah. But instead, scrolling through all of our episodes looking for July 4th last year, you got one now.
Well, you could always listen to last year's too. I mean, we will not be upset that you're listening to old episodes. That's what they're there for. We might have actually good information from previous episodes. You never know.
Very true.
I do notice that a lot of you actually, you pretty much will binge listen, or you'll pick and choose different things that meet your needs, and that's exactly what a podcast is good for. Sometimes we have stories that are just a must, listen to. Some are, oh, that doesn't apply to me, but that's what we love about doing a show for all of you, is so you guys pick and choose what you want, and hey,
And this upcoming holiday, I want to say thank you to all of our active military and all of our retired military. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have an Independence Day to celebrate.
Very true.
All those have perished to give us our independence, and then all of those who have fought, who have retired, who have perished to still keep us free. We'd like to say thank you to you guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you all for all that you've done. And I just want to mention, congratulations to Sarah on 4 weeks being smoke-free. Before we actually close out the show, big rewards to Sarah. You deserve every bit of praise. I cannot believe how strong of a woman you are to be able to just go through this without any kind of help. You're just like, I'm not going to do Nicorette, I'm not going to do anything, I am going to cut this out completely. So 4 weeks, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I did quit cold turkey. Some people need the help to get over it, but with me, I was like, I really don't want to spend money on stuff to help me quit smoking when I'm supposed to be saving money by not smoking. And just to take that money and put it into Nicorette or the patch or Chantix, whatever that stuff's called. But 4 weeks, and it's getting easier as time goes on. The first 2 weeks were pretty hard.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hard. And third week, that's okay. Fourth week, I'm like, you know what? This is pretty cool. I don't really want to call myself a non-smoker yet. I don't feel like I deserved it. All my other friends on Facebook, they're like, you deserve it. You should be calling yourself a non-smoker.
Yeah.
Do you smoke? No. I'm smoke-free for 4 weeks, but I'm also a non-smoker. I don't smoke anymore, and I don't have any plans on picking that habit up again. But thank you very much, and looking forward to week 5.
Me too. Well, I'm Chris Green. Have a pet-tastic week.
And I'm Sarah Green, and making sure everybody realizes life is so short. Play with your pet.
And my name is Claire, and have a good time with your dog. Spend time with your dog.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, gotta go in my bedtime.
Without doubt, worst episode ever. Rest assured that I was on the internet within minutes, registering my disgust throughout the world.